Hello. You know how sometimes, no matter how hard you're trying to create growth, whether it's in your life or in your business, it just seems like nothing is happening, right? In fact, it just seems like even though you may have taken courses here and there with other entrepreneurs or other people that are trying to create the same things as you in your life, it just seems like you are sitting on the sidelines and watching others make it. So quite often, the reason is much deeper than we may be able to actually observe. Quite often, this happens because of something internally that is really blocking us from creating the growth that we want, like allowing abundance in our lives, getting those clients to reach out to us, to work with us and stuff like that. And so where do these blocks come from? Usually from either our past experiences, right, in our life, or they may even be from like our ancestral lineage, right? Information that we carry in our DNA. What I'm doing with this video is sharing with you a quick hack for dissolving these blocks so that you can actually lighten the weight from the past and allow those clients into your business, allow that abundance in your business, and allow that abundance in your life. So how did I have decided to create this video? It was from working with a client of mine yesterday, whom I totally adore, and she is actually taking a special training this week, at the end of this week, and I was preparing her for the workshop, for the training. And at the end of our preparation session, I asked her, how do you feel? How does it feel? How does it feel to be you right now? And she actually couldn't put words on her feeling. She didn't know how to express it, you know, perhaps because maybe she had never felt that way before, perhaps. And I said, does it feel kind of like empty? And she said, yes, that is the word that I was looking for. So what does it mean to feel empty? Right? What does it mean? So basically, we all carry all these memories, all these kind of like strings from the past that keep us, right, from going for our dreams. Sometimes keep us from taking action. Sometimes keep us from allowing either abundance or allowing things to happen in our lives, in our businesses, right? The results being, no matter how hard we try, things just don't seem to happen, right? And so it's very deeply rooted inside of us, right? So many people, and sometimes I do this also, is to really go deep into searching what's the root of this, and how do we, you know, like what's creating this in my life. But I feel like sometimes the easiest way to actually do it is to actually start fresh and letting go of whatever is blocking us. So how do we do this, right? Everything is all about our brain. Our past is kind of stored in our brain, right? And in some layers of our brain, right? It's in some parts of our brain. But when we make it a point, and there is one part of our brain, for example, like our brainstem, when we make it a point to stimulate and awaken that part of our brain often and often and often, that is the part of our brain that actually has, that is connected to our true essence. It's like, that's the part of your brain where, like, when you have that part of your brain that is activated, that is when you know, oh, the past doesn't really matter. I can choose again now, you know. And that's the part of our brain. When we activate that part of our brain, we can feel like, oh, I can do anything. Like, I trust myself, and the past doesn't matter. I can let that go now. I am bigger than my past. I am bigger than the information that I am carrying in some other parts of my brain, for example. And so for me, how did I get her to that space where she felt empty? Empty means also, right, when we are empty, that means we can, it's like a blank slate, right? Blank piece of paper. That means we can create anything we want to from that space, right? We can create anything. We can choose to start fresh, and we can choose to create anything that we desire from that perspective and that space. And that is actually the most powerful space to create from. So how do we get to that space, that place where we feel empty, right? We feel like 0 point. We feel like, you know, when we have axes, when, and like the center of the axe, right, is the 0 point or the emptiness or whatever else we want to call it, right? So the emptiness, when we are from there, we can create anything. From there, we can be nothing at all, right? And from there, at the same time, we can be anything that we choose to be. Right? And then from there, when we make it a point to actually go there often enough, right, that is the hack that I have used in my life until now. You have no idea how many obstacles, like internally, that I have carried, whether it's from my ancestral lineage or from the things that have happened with me and to me and stuff like that and for me in my life, in this lifetime. I had so many obstacles. So if I were to look at the trajectory, you know, from where I came from, and if I hadn't had this training that I do now, like I wouldn't be here, right? Odds are that I wouldn't be here even speaking with you or to you today. And so what's this quick hack that I'm talking about? Again, it's all about really like awakening that part of our brain that is connected to our true essence, that part of our brain that knows that we are more and we are beyond our preconceptions, we are beyond our emotions, and we are beyond anything that some other person or the world that has told that we are beyond what the world told us that we are or that we should be, because those are the things that always block us and prevent us from going for our dreams, from allowing abundance in our life, from allowing those clients in our lives in one way or another. And so that's what I wanted to share with you. And so, like, where can you start with this? Where can you start? You can start by really activating that brainstem. And how do you, the brainstem? So how do you, on a regular basis, how do you activate the brainstem? I have much deeper exercises that I do with my clients, but I can share one quick with you. Is 2 inches below your belly button is one acupressure point. One, yes, like it's also connected to, if you are familiar with chakras, to your second chakras. 2 inches below your belly button is one acupressure point that is directly connected to your brainstem. So when you activate that point, you can activate by just doing low abdomen tapping. You can feel your brainstem awakening. One other thing that you can do is join me for my like now highly requested, right? Everybody's waiting for this now. I'm doing it. The next one is going to be in spring of 2018. And the name of it, right? What am I talking about? I'm talking about my live event, the live event that I'm doing. It's called True Self, True Biz, and the next one is going to be in spring 2018. And we're not, you know, like, it's not open for people to join yet, but you can join the wait list for now, and then you will be notified when the spots get open. And so what do we do in this True Self, True Biz? It's all about really going through the layers of your brain and really releasing and refreshing your brain and letting go of the things that are preventing you from really going for your purpose, right? For going for your, even discovering what your purpose is. And it's also all about like really discovering who and what, and you know, again, who you truly are deep inside. And for me, in my experience, I really divide my life into two. And the first part was, like, I call it like finding my true self. Before I found my true self, life was totally different. And then after I found my true self, totally different. And so it's been that important in my life. And everyone that I have seen, experience this, it's really all about the brain, right? Experiences have had such huge awakenings. And I had one of my clients recently, before she came to Sedona for the retreat, one of the things that she was really worried about in her business is really raising her prices, right? And then after the retreat, she was like, of course I can raise my prices, I am worth it. Because why? Because she found her true essence, because she found her true value. All right, so somewhere around this video, I'm going to put the link to access lower abdomen. That's just the beginning to stimulate that part of your brain stem. And then if you have any questions, please feel free to share, like comment ask in the comment section, and I'll be so happy to reply and answer any of your questions. If you feel like there's anyone that can use this video or use this information, please go ahead and share with them. You can share on social media or share personally with anybody that you feel may need to hear this today. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.